everyone, I wanted to show you how I introduced dogs to the treadmill for the first time. Got Tyson here, and I'll just start, okay? So the first thing you want to do is walk the dog on the belt, just to get him used to getting on the surface. A lot of dogs will panic just from this right here, just getting up here. So make sure they're comfortable with hopping on and getting back off before you even start the treadmill up. Break. I don't personally use any command for the dog to get on. You certainly can. The only command I use is for the dog to actually hop off. Just because I stop this treadmill doesn't mean that they are free to hop off. I want them to wait until I tell them to get off before they do that. Right? Good. But since he's comfortable with getting on, I'm going to go ahead and start it up. Start on the lowest speed. So I recommend you have your dog on a leash and prong for this. The reason why I'm choosing a prong collar is because your dog's not going to be able to choke itself if it starts to panic. And if it does start to panic, you can just use simple leash guidance, leash pressure, to show them where you want them to be. The worst thing to do is panic with your dog. So if you were really flipping out and really having a hard time with this, I need to keep myself calm and show him exactly what I want him to do. And this is why a lot of owners have problems with their dogs getting on the treadmill. They always say their dogs hate it. And the reason why is because of what happens in the initial introduction. So if you have a dog who's really struggling, the worst thing you can do is let them hop off and never try it again. Obviously, if they're really panicked, super panicked, and you can't work through it and it's just getting worse, then obviously, just let them hop off. But working through the initial steps is what's going to help you. And a lot of dogs really come to enjoy this. They really like it. And he's at 1.2 miles right now. I'm going to speed up a little bit. And he's already been on this, so this is not new. You want to try to make sure you're going at a fairly natural speed for the dog, like the natural speed that they would walk in. So while you're starting slow to get them used to it, your goal is to find a good speed appropriate for your dog for them to get a nice gait going. And don't necessarily worry about trying to get them to run on the treadmill. This is a good enough mental exercise right now with him walking. So sometimes if you have a really active dog and doesn't know how to calm down, the best thing you can do for them is get them to walk on the treadmill instead of running at full speed. If they're lagging behind the belt at the very end of the belt, it could be that they are either going too fast or they just don't know what you want. So you can do one of two things. You apply your leash pressure to show them where you want them to be, or slow the treadmill down if they're going really fast. You can also put your foot on the side right here as a barrier, but just make sure the dog isn't getting accustomed to leaning up against you. I've made that mistake before. I have a dog who, they're learning, and I allow them to constantly lean against me, and they never learn how to actually walk in the middle of the belt on their own. So I'm going to stop this now. And I'm just waiting. He's a little tense, So I'm waiting for him to calm down a little bit more before I let him off. He's kind of a naturally fearful dog anyway, so it doesn't really take long for him to, doesn't take much for him to, alright. Great. So that is how I introduce dogs to the treadmill. Like I said, it's really important to make sure they're not hopping off before you tell them to. Take your time in introducing. You can use food. I've had some dogs who really freak out just by getting on the belt. So I will put food on the belt for a while just to get them used to hopping on, and then we go from there. So just experiment with what works for you. All right, bye.